up, peeps? My name is Straight Shootin LJA and welcome to the Straight Shootin Rants. And you know what? Some people in some positions should not be in those positions. And I'm talking, of course, about government. Now, in March of 2018, this story came out. Heather Wheeler says she does not believe welfare reform and council cuts are factors. The UK's new homelessness minister has told The Guardian she does not know why the number of rough sleepers has increased so significantly in recent years. Heather Wheeler said that she did not accept the suggestion that welfare reforms and council cuts had contributed to the rise. On a visit to a housing project in Glasgow, Wheeler said she remained totally confident she would not have to act on her pledge to resign should she fail to meet the Conservative manifesto commitment of halving rough sleeping by 2022 and eradicating it by 2027. We're going to move heaven and earth to get that done, she promised. And you know what? In a recent interview, The Guardian spoke to John Sparkles, chief executive of the homelessness charity Crisis, who sits on Wheeler's new rough sleeping advisory group for England. He expressed his frustration at the Westminster government's failure to recognise the influence of welfare reforms, such as the housing benefit freeze, the household benefit cap, and universal credit rollout on homelessness. Now, another story came out in October of 2018. Universal credit has left children so undernourished that schools are offering free breakfast. Staff at a primary school in Morecambe noticed more and more youngsters looking underfed after school holidays. Then it dawned on them that it coincided with welfare reforms. So yeah, it is one of them ones. Finding It's 8:30 and the school day is just starting at Morecambe Bay Primary, a state-run school in the northwest of England. Siobhan Collingwood, the head teacher, points to a cheerful boy munching his way through 2 slices of toast, his first meal of the day. Doesn't sound nothing out of the ordinary there. But teachers, she says, sometimes find him sifting through trash cans for discarded fruit. He'd eat his way through whatever we put in front of him. Some students trickle through without stopping. They've already eaten, but a few dozen head straight to the food counter. Of the 350 students, roughly 1 in 3 would not have breakfast unless the school provided it, Collingwood reckons. Oh my God. During Collingwood's 13 years as head teacher at Morecambe Bay Primary, there have always been a few hungry children, but 2 years ago the staff noticed an increasing number of youngsters returning undernourished after spending school breaks at home. Initially, Collingwood and her staff were puzzled. Many parents held jobs even if they struggled to cover the bills. Then it dawned on them that the rising number of hungry children at Morecambe Bay coincided with sharp reductions in welfare benefits associated with the clumsy introduction of a new welfare program, Universal Credit, the shaft job. As we spoke to parents, Collingwood says it became clear that for many of them it was caused by changes to the benefit system rolled out in recent years, which were forcing families into crisis. Across Britain, the number of children living in poverty has jumped sharply in the past 6 years, a trend that critics blame in part on government's policy of austerity, the budget slashing response to the 2008 financial crisis, steadily reshaping British life. And there is no immediate relief on the horizon. City Council's network, a group of local governing bodies, warned recently of £1 billion in budget cuts nationwide next year, 2019, draining more money from social services, including some for children. Now, you know what, yeah? The homelessness minister, Heather Wheeler, saying that she does not know why the number of rough sleepers has increased, and did not accept the suggestion that welfare reforms and council cuts had contributed to that. All I got to say is, are you fucking stupid? Literally, are you fucking stupid? Heather Wheeler MP, Straight Shootin LJA asks, are you fucking stupid? Or are you just ribbing me? Because, oh my God, how can you not see that welfare reforms, universal credit is a fucking shaft job, by the way. It literally is an absolute shaft job. Imagine if they fuck up one of your benefits, considering universal credit rolls everything into one, if they fuck up one of your benefits, they fuck up everything. So you could be fucked. royally. And apologies for my language, but the fact of the matter is, that's what it is. You're fucked. So to say that welfare reforms, that cutting welfare for people, and also like reforming council tax, putting caps on people. I know people who have got caps on their housing benefit, and you can actually get those caps lifted, but you have to know that you can get them lifted. And of course, the government is not exactly being forthcoming with that information. So it's one of them ones where it's like, it's people like Heather Wheeler saying that, oh, I don't accept that welfare reforms are are increasing the amount of rough sleepers. You're an idiot. I'm sorry, but you are an idiot. It's like, if you can't afford to live in your house without housing benefit, because even though you're working, you're struggling to make ends meet, like a lot of kids at Morecambe Bay Primary School. You got parents, you got one parent, two parents working a job and struggling to make ends meet, and you're wondering why people are rough sleeping when their benefits are getting cut and they can't afford their fucking rent. You can't afford your rent, especially if you're with a private landlord. If you can't afford your rent, guess what? You ain't gonna have a home for much fucking longer. You ain't gonna. Because most private landlords know, and even councils know, that if you can get rid of someone on 7 days notice or a day's notice or whatever the notice period is in your tenancy agreement, most landlords are going to do that because they know that they can get someone else in. Because guess what? Everybody wants to live in England. Everybody wants to live in London especially. Look at house prices. Look at rent prices being expensive just on a general basis. So if you're cutting people's benefits and you're freezing the amount of benefits that they can claim, or you're doing both, what the fuck do you think's gonna happen? Heather Wheeler, get your head out of your ass. Seriously, get your head out of your ass. Government, Conservative government, Labour government, whatever government is in power, it's a case of, I know it's the Conservatives right now, but any government in the world that doesn't think that welfare cuts / reforms and council tax bloody caps are not affecting people, you better get your heads out of your arses. As bad as it is that the homelessness minister, remember, it's this motherfucker's job to eradicate homelessness by 2027, which is a ludicrously short time, considering we're in late 2018 now. That's just fucking stupid. To half it by 2022 and eradicate it by 2027 is fucking stupid anyway. And it's even more stupid when you bear in mind all of these benefits cuts. So how the fuck are you guys? So how the fuck are you gonna cut out homelessness if you're cutting the benefits that are keeping some people housed? How are you gonna do that? I'll answer it. You can't. Doesn't make fucking sense. As an argument, it does not make sense, and neither does this government. I don't get fucking people voting for the Tories once, let alone fucking twice. It's frustrating. It's bad enough that there's adult rough sleepers on the streets, but when children are going to school so undernourished that schools, and bear in mind, a lot of schools are facing funding cuts as well as the NHS, as well as public services. Thank you very much, Tory government. And I'm not siding with one government or the other, because I think pretty much all politicians are bullshitters, charlatans, and liars. But that's just my opinion. But the fact that you've got schools that are having to step in and give kids breakfast, otherwise they wouldn't have breakfast at all, you'll be fucking ashamed of yourself. If you're a homelessness minister and this is going on your watch, if you're in government and this is on your watch, you ought to be fucking ashamed of yourselves. You like, in a Pitch Talk Meets interview that I did with John Sitton a few years ago, he talked about betrayed generations, the elderly and those who are young, under 25. Fuck me. You can't get much more betrayed than families struggling, working 30, 35, 37 hours a week and still struggling to make ends meet. You look at the retail sector. The retail sector is a disgrace, but that's something different unto itself. But the fact of the matter is, you're cutting people's benefits, you're cutting people's pay. London ain't getting any cheaper to live in. England in general is just not getting cheaper to live in. Everything's costing more. You got the shit show of Brexit to come as well. If that ever finally hits. I know they're saying summer of 2019. If that shit show ever hits, and the deal's finally announced on that, there's another wave of bullshit coming with that. You can rest assured in that. Thank you for those who voted leave, by the way. But it's just one of them ones where it's like, when you've got the homelessness minister saying, oh, I don't know why the amount of rough sleepers is up, and then you're hearing about children being undernourished, something's fucking wrong. Something is very, very fucking wrong. And there is no quick fix to this. There's no quick fix. But, oh my God, it's like, it's sad that there's actually no quick fix. A fix is going to be hard and it's going to take a while. But when you've got these politicians spouting out bullshit saying, oh, I don't know. Well, you're paid to know. You're paid to know, you morons. It's like, you got bankers getting these kickbacks and fucking bonuses still. You got these MPs doing it still, but they fiddling taxes. You got corporations not paying taxes, and then you got kids starving. And we are not a third world country. This ain't Bolivia or Venezuela or Rwanda. This ain't no third world country. England is not a third world country. Let's get this straight here. It's like, we're not a third world country. Why the hell are kids going undernourished? Oh my God. Comment section is below. Facebook.com/Straight Shootin LJA. No G in the shooting. And at SSLJA on Twitter. I would love to know your views on this. Kids going so undernourished that schools are having to give them free breakfast. And also the homelessness minister not knowing why there's more rough sleepers and why the numbers are going up. Christ on a bike. It's one of them. I'd love to know your views. Comment section is below. Hi, I'm Straight Shootin LJA, and on a little bit of a frustrated note, I bid you farewell. Thanks for your time.